With GEICO Honda's Jeremy Martin out front at Unadilla, Husqvarna's Zach Osborne managed the rest of the competition and the inclement weather as he inched closer to a career-defining 250 championship. Meanwhile, in the 450 class, KTM's Marvin Musquin continued his dominance of the second half of the season, capturing his third consecutive overall win. With 2 rounds to go, Kawasaki's Eli Tomac is nursing his championship lead as the championship enters its home stretch. In the shadow of the nation's capital, it's time to make motocross great again on MAV TV.
We're just outside of Washington, D.C. for the next to last round of the 2017 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. It's the GEICO Motorcycle Bud Street National.
Let's show it to you with our Lucas Oil race recap. Great starts have been a thing all season long for RCH Yoshimura Suzuki. The 43 of Matt Michele gets the whole shot on that bike, but Martin DAVALOS, the number 30, going to get around here at the beginning of lap number 2. But it would be another one of those RCH Suzukis coming up to challenge him, Justin Bogle, who would go from 3rd to 2nd to 1st, take over the lead, and start to pull away from DAVALOS just a bit. Then our focus goes to the championship contenders. Marvin Musquin able to get around Cole Seeley, who is running a good race in 3rd. That puts Marvin up into a podium position, but he needs wins. So he dug deep, goes after DAVALOS for 2nd, and Granny was strong on this jump the entire race.
Yeah, one of the few riders nailing that triple step up all race long and still getting to that inside rut. Makes the most of it. Went after Bogle. Bogle picked it up right at the end and just did enough.
Yeah, Bogle responding to the pressure from Musquin, held him off over the final 2 laps to take the moto win. But that's not what Marvin Musquin or Blake Baggett wanted to have. They did not want him to find himself because he had been struggling. They had been closing at the points, and it looked good for Baggett early. Justin Bogle won the first moto earlier today. He's going to yield to Baggett here, who is 2nd in the standings behind Tomac coming into today's racing, but then Tomac started to stir. He also passed Bogle, and this is a huge power move right here.
Yeah, he had that rhythm down perfectly before the finish line, made that pass, and it looked relatively easy, and then he just stretched it out lap by lap.
So 3 subpar motos for Tomac. It would not be 4. He would come back to win this moto. But the 7th in the first race earlier today cost him any chance at the weekend's overall victory. That goes to Bogle, who was the most consistent rider today with a 1st and a 3rd in the 2 races. And that's why he has his first career win. And you can see the math here with your overall, with both races combined. They pay points in each individual moto. Marvin Musquin gains 1 point on Eli Tomac today. At least prevents Tomac from wrapping up the championship with 1 race to go. Here's your Lucas Oil race recap. CIANCIARULO is going to get the start. We'll talk about that later. Watch the crash on the inside. Osborne gets pile driven by the 105 KTM of Clark. Bunch of other riders down, but that could have been so much worse for Osborne.
Yeah, fortunately not harmed, just near the back of the pack, and he would have to start and remount and go after the leaders. And speaking of the leader, Adam Cincerillo got out front. We've seen him do this in the past before, and it seemed like something little would happen, but not on this day. He was strong.
Yes, finally that clip is him just getting through the corners.
Yeah.
Not a front end tip over washout and losing the lead. Here's Osborne slicing and dicing. Battled with Chase Sexton on the GEICO Honda a lot in this one to get into the top 10. He would ultimately make this pass here, finish up in 8th. Jeremy Martin kept heat on CIANCIARULO for most of the moto, but down the stretch, the 36 pulls away. It's your Lucas Oil race recap. Jeremy Martin makes a big mistake. He was running 3rd and close to Osborne, and that crash would actually open the door for Adam CIANCIARULO to move into position to win the weekend's overall. Only a few turns later, Osborne says, let me go to the lead. He gets around Shane McElrath, so he sheds the pressure from Martin, passes McElrath, and with that moto win, it would be easy as far as the points are concerned to wrap up the title here 1 race early. And right behind him, CIANCIARULO would wrap up the weekend's overall. There's Osborne celebrating, and then the big burnout on the podium. That moto win gives him 2nd overall on the day and the championship. Unfortunately overshadowed just a bit after 4 years of waiting is Adam CIANCIARULO getting his first career overall win.